Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of my personal must-have essentials for back to school. I've compiled 10 things in total, split among 3 categories of apps, stationery, and mindset. Comment down below one of your must-haves, and let's get started with this video. Starting off with apps, on top of my list is Identity, which is a free Google extension that helps you declutter, organize, and categorize your browser tabs, so there's no need to keep a million different tabs open. 2 of my favorite ways to use Identity include how you can organize frequently visited websites using these tiles, which display the title and logo of the website as well as a line of optional text. It is possible to classify each tile under a set category, making sorting and locating a particular type of website extremely simple to do. And by clicking on each tile, it will open your linked website in another page. I also like the note feature where you can type paragraphs or make to-do lists. And what makes Identity so practical is how you can assign upcoming deadlines to each individual task, as well as link a particular tile to its task for quicker access. In every way, this extension has made my online productivity experience so much smoother, from allowing me to easily access used websites and decreasing potential distraction, to reducing the times my computer fan has gone crazy from having way too many windows open. So if you're looking for something to declutter your bookmark, then check out Identity and download it using the link in my description box. The second app that you absolutely need is Notion. This is an all-in-one organization and productivity app that is free for students to use. While I use Identity to declutter and simplify the internet, I use Notion to organize my academic, YouTube, extracurricular, and personal files. I created a variety of academic, weekly, and daily templates in my last Notion tour video, which I'll link below, but I'm also in the process of creating an improved and more comprehensive set of templates. So comment down below if that's something you'd like to see in the upcoming weeks, and for now you can check out my previous Notion video for the details and how I set mine up. The last must-have on my list is Google/Apple Calendar. This aims to extend the calendar feature of Notion pages. I use a calendar to mark down my weekly course schedule, events, meetings, and upcoming exams. This is useful for me to visualize the amount of time I'll be spending in class compared to the remaining time and how I want to go about dividing the rest. This is basically the technique of time blocking, so setting aside a specific amount of time to complete a certain task. And that is it for apps. As you can tell, these are very simple and minimal, yet extremely efficient in what they do. I think the general way to approach productivity in terms of apps is to do more with less. So you don't need 5 different apps when one can do all the jobs. But now moving on to stationery items. This category is really nothing special, so it's more of me recommending you my favorite brands for each of the items. Starting off with the most important, black and a few colored pens, which I usually like to go for blue and red. My go-tos are the Muji 0.38 and 0.5mm capped gel pens. These are literally my favorite pens ever. They are so smooth to write with, and although they don't have the most comfortable grip, it surprisingly doesn't hurt my hand even after writing with it for hours. Now I'm not sure how well it does with highlighting since I don't usually highlight over my own written text, but these are super affordable for what it is, and recently I got a new pack of 10 for back to school for just around $12. The second thing on my stationery list is a planner, and it's completely up to you if you want to do something digital or on paper. After years of experimentation, especially after creating tens of different daily and weekly templates in Notion, I can confidently say that I prefer paper planners because I really appreciate the sound of writing on paper and the act of crossing tasks out when it's done. It's also harder to move tasks around when it's written out, so it forces me to stick to the schedule I made and not procrastinate. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter which option you go for as long as it's the one that works for you. The next thing, which is a basic one, is notebooks and papers. Nowadays, I prefer notebooks over paper because everything is just in one place, and since I don't take notes with them, I no longer need to worry about having to move pages around. I use my notebooks for doing practice problems for calculation-based classes, as well as creating concept summaries and just jotting down brief notes from brainstorming sessions. My go-tos are the Hilroy's Spiral or Muji notebooks. Now for my absolute favorite from last semester, which are actually my AirPods. I'd recommend any wireless headphone if you can get your hands on them. They are great for listening to music and watching your lectures. These were most useful during my online classes when I wanted to grab a drink or some food. Basically, I could freely walk around within a close proximity to grab what I need and still be connected to the call. I know this is a situation you can totally avoid and that wireless headphones can be expensive, but I've had mine for quite a while now and I just love everything I can do with it, which is why I personally consider it an essential for me. And onto the final item within the stationery list, I have citrus scented essential oils and a diffuser. I'm not one to believe in the healing effects of certain essential oils, but I do love a citrusy smell when I'm winding down at the end of the night or when I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed. This diffuser from Muji is great in that it functions as a lamp and of course as a diffuser. It also has a timer feature where after a set amount of time it turns off automatically. And those were my items or stationery essentials. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I've slowly been transitioning from aesthetic to practical and affordable items. So no matter what stage of life you're in, I hope you realize that having pretty stationery is not everything. So having them will not magically boost your grades, and not having them doesn't mean you can't succeed in school. I think stationery is just another thing that people like to collect, just like albums, enamel pins, books, the same idea. Now onto the final category, and what I think to be the most important section of this video is how you approach going back to school. First, you want to make sure that you have the right mindset. I don't want to be the one defining what the right mindset is because it can be so different depending on your age and your aspirations in life. But to explain, it's essentially how you plan on approaching these upcoming months of school, the mindset you'll possess going into a new lesson or facing a potential opportunity. For me, I want to really prioritize and focus on my own goals while being open to try new experiences. I also want to approach school with the goal of learning and not just achieving a particular letter grade. This is definitely something you want to think about on your own because your mindset ultimately determines the outcome of the semester above all stationery or materialistic items. And the final must-have is a group of like-minded and supportive friends who genuinely care about your physical and mental well-being and are happy for you when you achieve great things. It is so important to realize that the people you spend most time with can shape your behaviors and beliefs. So be conscious of who you surround yourself with because it can end up being positive or negative. And so that concludes my 10 must-have back-to-school essentials. Above all apps and stationery items, I hope you guys are able to determine your own approach to this upcoming semester and that you create lasting memories with your group of friends. Wishing everyone a productive and healthy new school year, and that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out more of my content, and all of my social media will be linked in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!